It is Yoda Monday evening. Come, let us meditate like a Jedi. Tonight, let us discuss job hunting. Living as we are in late-stage capitalism, many countries, including the one where I live, have little to no social safety nets, which can make being the state between jobs frightening. Fear. Yes, Yoda taught fear is the path to the dark side. And in terms of neuroscience, fear and rage, the seat of fear and the seat of rage are the same tissue, the amygdala. And they can make our life miserable, regardless of how rich or poor we are, regardless of how long or short our life is. Fear and the rage that it feeds can make of our life absolute torment. So how can we pursue a job hunt free from fear? We can choose to work from a different part of our brain. Instead of working from our fearful and angry amygdala, we can work from our empathetic region known as the anterior cingulate gyrus. It's just behind our prefrontal cortex. So it goes forehead, prefrontal cortex, anterior cingulate gyrus. That is the seat of empathy. So think of it this way. Humans have not one but two reward systems. One rewards for procreation and anything that supports recreation, and that's the dopamine system. And the other rewards for cooperation and anything that is related to cooperation, that's the oxytocin reward system. We are wired to long to be of service. Each of us have different interests, different talents, and different areas of expertise. But there are ways of using those three things in a way that benefits those around us. If humanity is going to successfully make the evolutionary step, or take the evolutionary step away from competition and cruelty and towards cooperation and kindness, we must operate from that part of our brain. Now, you could look at me and say, well, Lama Jigme, that is much easier said than done, and you would be correct. Now, I'm not going to tell you to concentrate on that. I'm not going to tell you to analyze that. And I'm not going to tell you to try to believe that, for that will do more harm than good. But I will tell you this. We are already wired to function from a place of empathy. As we sit in meditation, or as we walk briskly around our block in meditation, as we breathe in, thanks to our sympathetic nervous system, we can notice all manner of things. Sure, we can notice the mundane. We can notice sights, sounds, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. We could also notice emotions, all the emotions, the full spectrum of emotions, from the glorious to the grotesque, from the interesting to the boring. We can notice intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings, and whatever comes up, we can just label it this, the demonstrative pronoun, this. And in so doing, it's going to make it easier and easier to continue to access the sympathetic nervous system, which helps us to notice in a very special way, which helps us to notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, randomly, and fleetingly. What do we do with all the stuff that we notice? Simple. As we exhale, we could silently and mentally recite the one-syllable verb, ease. Doing so helps us to access our parasympathetic nervous system, which is wired to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. So we're able to release whatever fears or selfish intentions might cartwheel across the stage of our mind. This is not a fancy way of saying pushing it away. Au contraire. Think of it this way. The better we get at meditation, mindfulness and meditation, the easier it will be for us to say, whatever comes, we let it come. Whatever stays, we let it stay. Whatever goes, we let it go. Now you could say, dude, it sounds like you're asking me to be a doormat in a society with no social safety nets. That could sound perilous. Yes, it could sound that way. But here's the cool thing. Play with mindfulness and meditation once every 12 hours or so, and before you know it, you could observe your choices and your utterances and your deeds flowing from the effortless effort of love's centered spontaneity. This is the key to transforming us from the Big Lebowski to the dude. This is going to transform us to be from the ravenous Labrador retriever, always searching for that next morsel, to the content cat, sitting regally, cleaning its whiskers. This can help us to move through life with greater peace and greater creativity, and yes, even greater good fortune. Good evening.